Hello everybody out there in YouTube land. Say hi, John M. Right now, playoff game. He's in the first quarter leading Dallas 7-0 in the snow. We're going to see if it's snowing in Buffalo as the Patriots come calling at 12-4. We just finished playing a game in our big 9-team league. If you want to check it out, it's on his channel. Although he probably doesn't want you to check it out. Our goal is to do the Super Bowl by Wednesday if we both keep winning for this league, and then get started in 1960 soon after. The 1987 No Strike League still has only 2 players signed up, me and John, so if nobody else signs up, we're going to mothball it for the time being. Again, if you want to sign up, if you have a PlayStation 4, go to Facebook and join Madden Custom Rosters. If we get at least one more person, we will start on Wednesday. It's snowing in Buffalo. That makes sense. Especially I'm a 4:30 start. Jim Kelly is sitting on the bench shaking. You can tell they got him as a rookie, so he's out of Miami. He's not used to this. He will be. Let me see. No. Yeah. If he had a few more yards. You know, we lost the same week when I lost to Tampa and you lost to Seattle. It's like the computer wanted to make sure we each had at least one loss. Seattle's not even in the playoffs. I think you're battling for the right to play Detroit or Carolina. I think. Maybe it's Seattle. It doesn't matter. They're going to be going to New York anyway. I should have. If I had known it was going to be snowing, I should have put New England in their reds. So they're on all whites. Bruce! Oh, that wasn't Bruce, that was Daryl. In the actual 1991 AFC Divisionals, it wasn't snowing, but the Bills beat the Chiefs big after getting blown out by them earlier in the year. And the Giants in the 86 Divisional defeated San Francisco. I think it was 49-3, if I remember correctly. I don't have my handy-dandy book in front of me, though, so I know they beat the 49ers, I just don't know what it was. Fourth down. Marv Levy using the Just for Men. So the alternate Super Bowl went well, having both teams under my control. The one problem is, though, by autopiloting the Cowboys, I could not choose their uniforms. So I've got to figure that out, because the Rams and the Raiders play in the next one, and I'm going to have to choose at least the Rams uniforms. I guess I could make sure I control them. Well, that's what I'm gonna do some finagling, because this week, or the coming month, Super Bowl 9 is Rams and Raiders, 10 is Rams and Raiders. I only need to make sure one team is changed in each one. 11 is Rams and Steelers. They both need to be changed because the Steelers have variation of what they wore then, and I don't want them in their modern slanted numbers. But Thurman picking up the first down run. It's going to be a heavy, heavy Thurman Thomas day in the snow. I think our snow was thicker. Ha! And I thought, my wife says my memory's fading. I think the Bills beat the Chiefs 35-17, and they knocked out Steve DeBerg, and Mark Vlasic had to come in the game to play quarterback. And then in the division championship round, they knocked out John Elway. But in the Super Bowl, they couldn't knock out Mark Rypien. He was the MVP. I'm not saying I want to knock out Tom Brady, but I'm not saying I'd be against it. You know, the other thing I noticed against you when we played our Bush League game last hour, the no huddle is different in human-to-human games. I call no huddle here. I've got 3 options. I call no huddle there. I'm going right back into the same play I was. I have to audible to something else. Where am I at? 46. Fourth down and 1. Chris Moore is on the punt. It's a fake. Carvel Gardner, he's up, first down. What a gamble by the Bills in the first quarter of this playoff game. You didn't keep it away from Tom Brady when this game is scoreless. Yep. Well, unfortunately, I've blown him out both times I've played him, but in the first halves, he's driven right down the field on me. No, not at all. Well, I was just the Month Club on Facebook. I was watching the 73 Dolphins America's game yesterday, and Bob Kuechenberg, the guard, even said that if you put Joe Namath on that Dolphins team, they don't win the Super Bowls, because he ends up, you have to throw the ball all over the field with his talent, and they just don't have that. If you put Bob Greasy up in New York, they don't win anything either, because Bob Greasy can't. A lot of times it depends on it's much more well, guys like Joe Montana brought the system with him to Kansas City. But back in the day where a Norm Van Brocklin could go from Philadelphia to Minnesota and still have success, or it was more athletic. Nowadays, it's much more system-based. That's why I say, very rarely do you have a quarterback go from one team to another, Drew Brees, and be successful. More often than not, you get a guy that gets a little success in the system he's in, like a Matt Castle, gets the heavy contract because he's expendable, the Patriots don't need him, and he's nothing in the next system. Buffalo scored, Thurman Thomas on the touchdown run. As darkness falls across Orchard Park, New York, Scott Norwood hits the extra point. 8 plays, 76 yards, included a fake on 4th and 1 on their own 46. You know, my friend from Australia, the Bronco fan, he asked if we were doing the whole league or not, because he said it'd be interesting to see some of the old Broncos. I said, no, I'm not, because it takes too long. I have no offense if somebody wants to download my rosters and go through and do the other 17 teams. I wish them luck, because you're running out of certain types of players because Green Bay, Buffalo, New York, and Pittsburgh took up a lot of the kind of players that played back then. But I just don't have the time, patience, not with running the alternate Super Bowls, doing the 86 resims and the Vinnie Vincent career, which I get my first matchup against Tom Brady in that this week, as week 3 of the 1999 college season. Michigan came calling to Syracuse. So it'll be Vinny Vincent versus Tom Brady for the first time. Maybe a long storied rivalry, maybe not. Maybe I go to the NFC and barely play him. Maybe I don't make the NFL. Who knows yet? So far I've done decent. I've thrown 3 interceptions. I fumbled the ball and got bruised ribs in a game against Central Michigan. Ended up missing the end of the game. But I was already up. The original game, Syracuse beat Central Michigan 47-7. I beat them 48-7. So I improved in that one. But the original Michigan game, Syracuse lost 18-13. Now how I'm going to go about doing this is the difficulty level is going to change based on the original outcome. The sun is out. The wind is dying down, the sun's out. That's good. You know, I hope that we have a decent night tomorrow for the kids with Halloween. But anyway, if my team won by 20 or more, it's on rookie level or junior varsity. Anything between the 20s, 20-point win to a 20-point loss, it'll be on pro or varsity. Lost by over 20, it'll be on all pro or all American. What's the? I wonder what the third level is in college. All American sounds like it should be all Madden. Heisman, yes, all American and then Heisman. So I don't think I'll go to Heisman. We'll see. Oh man, it's really unfortunate that they are coming out now. I forget the name. I sent the link to Connor. I'll have to find it and send it to you. There is a company developing a game that is going to have 126 generic colleges on it, but full editing capabilities. You can edit uniforms, stadiums, player names, everything. But because they can't get the license because of the lawsuit, and it's not EA Sports doing it, so hopefully it's more like 2K Sports used to when they had the NFL license. I don't know when it's coming out, but I don't know when it's coming out, but I'm definitely going to be getting it. Yeah. I also missed the fact 7-7. Ooh, you're in a dogfight. I'm up 7-0 right now as we get to the. Is that the end of the first or 2-minute warning? 2-minute end of the first. 7-0 Buffalo. You mentioned earlier about the things they've taken away from. You mentioned on your broadcast last night about the things they've taken away from Madden and the full creative team. I am right there with you. The full roster editing, some of the difficulties then, because you could just change a player's ethnicity or his height, weight outside the franchise. You can't do that now. You could change his age, you could change his experience, you could change everything about him. Here, you're locked into certain things. You go into franchise, you can change age, height, weight, but you still can't change his ability. So if I used Tom Brady to create Tony Eason in 1983, you know, I can get into connected franchise if I'm using the 83 Patriots, and I can change his age from 40 down to 22 or whatever it was, but he still got 19 years in the league. So what the hell, was he playing at 3? So you almost want to, if you want to do a long career with Tony Eason, trade Tom Brady away and take somebody else and make him Tony Eason. But if you're going to get that thorough, to create a stadium, like, shoot, man, I'm having to give it the Super Bowl atmosphere. To give it the Super Bowl atmosphere, I'm having to put every Super Bowl in the Super Bowl that is the default on the game. The first couple alternate Super Bowls, I put them in the actual city, but that wasn't working that much either because I got Super Bowl 4 and I'm in New Orleans. Well, in 1969, New Orleans was an open-air Tulane Stadium in field goal. But you're putting it in a dome now, and here I am trying to give. I think that was the first game where I did full broadcasting. I keep trying to say we're in Tulane Stadium in New Orleans, and it's a rainy day, and it's not. So then the following, I think it was 5. No, it was 6. I decided to just put them in Houston's Super Bowl because it was still Madden 17, and just go with it and just say we were in some other stadium. suspend your disbelief. Now I've picked up a couple extra things by using the connected franchise, well, the offline franchise. I was able to put John Madden and Tom Landry in the game, but here it goes again. You can't put coaches in suit and ties. They have to wear the gear. So Tom Landry looked like, you know, any modern coach with a hat with a ball cap on, because there's no fedoras, there's no suit and ties. It was almost a disservice to have Tom Landry. I should have just left it Jason Garrett. John Madden looked like John Madden without the tie on. Without the tie and without the... He used to wear a press credential. Well, when Mike Nolan was coaching the 49ers, he wanted to, because his father wore a suit and tie. Dick Nolan, when he coached. So he wanted to, and the league told him no, the first year, that you can't, you gotta wear gear. So then they worked out a deal with Reebok, who was doing the equipment at the time, to make Reebok made a suit for the teams. And twice a year, he could wear a suit and tie. So he was limited, just like the teams are with alternate uniforms, twice a year. Well, that's kind of ridiculous. Speaking of Mike Nolan, his father, Dick Nolan, is a defensive back on your 1960 Giants. The Giants had a lot of future coaches on those teams. You're just a year removed from having Tom Landry as your defensive coordinator. 2 years removed from having Vince Lombardi as your offensive coordinator. Yeah, and you'll see, because the guy who's not yet joined our league is going to be the Packers. So you'll see Vince Lombardi for the first 8 years wearing a ball cap and a logo shirt. There's nothing I can do about it. Unless, you know, I don't know how many seasons we're going to get through before Madden 19 comes out. It is entirely possible that Madden 19 might be more inclusive. I doubt it. Yeah. Now I've gone over, on one of my videos, I went over my plan for Madden 20, what they should do, because it's going to be the 100th anniversary of the league, where they should give you options to play a historical campaign. Obviously, they're not going to have licenses to do all the names, I get that. But let us keep the roster editing like we have now. But just give us the schedules, give us the teams, the Brooklyn Dodgers, the Canton Bulldogs, the teams that don't exist anymore. And yes, there was a Brooklyn Dodgers football team. If you don't believe me, look it up. There was a New York Yankees football team too. I know you do, but I'm also anybody future watching this that might think I'm crazy. So give us that. Say you want to be like we're doing, but with the actual schedules. You say you want to be the New York Giants starting in 1925, their expansion year. They didn't call it expansion back then. But you could pick the Giants, and you could pick any. You want to start 1960? Great. You want to start 1945? Great. You want to start 19... The schedules are there. The uniforms are there. The rules are there. So you're playing the game under that year's rules. Because that's the only limitation that we have, is we're playing 1960 under 2017 rules. The other teams would be blank. Their teams would be there. You know, the Pittsburgh Steelers would look like the Pittsburgh Steelers in 1960 if you're playing against them. But their rosters would be generic unless you put in the effort. Which is fine. There's plenty of people out there that are going to go through and edit the rosters. Now here's one of my favorite plays. If you're not watching me, but I call this fade smash and hot route Andre Reed into a slant, and it really gives me a dynamic spread. Although he dropped the ball. Yeah, I can hear myself. I'm in a dogfight. I don't know about you, but you're up 14-10, I'm up 10-3. They come to play in the playoffs. That's why I keep saying if we make the Super Bowl. We're on pro, so it's easier than what we're playing in Bush League, but still, I mean, we're not undefeated, so. Or you could pick the, back to my Madden 20, you could pick the Giants and just go forward as you do now. I mean, that option will obviously still be available to you. Yep. Perry Williams. Intercepted. Mark Kelso. Go, Kelso. Inside the red zone. Hey, that was pretty handy. You get an interception, I get an interception. Everybody gets an interception. Oprah's giving out interceptions. Lofton, it's gonna be, get off me. First and goal. We're gonna let the clock tick. Tick, 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 tick. Kelly throw off the back foot. That was not Jim Kelly like. That was more Brett Favre like. So, my goal is to see how many of Buffalo's running backs I can have 2,000-yard seasons with. William Fowler is up first. Because remember, OJ did it first. What do I want to do? I want to do Don Beebe, and I want to give him an in. There we go. Back of the end zone. Touchdown, Andre Reed. They fell for the end on Beebe. Buffalo goes up 17-3 with a minute to go in the half. I got you. What's this? Mike Gundy press conference. Oklahoma State. What's going on with him? It's been about 10 years since he was a man in 40, so he's got to be about 50 now. If we were moving forward, of course we're not in the same season, but if we were moving forward with this one, and you were in 91-2, I'd have to trade you my backup kicker, because he went from Buffalo to New York in 92. I don't know how we ended up doing that, because I don't remember getting anybody, I don't think the Bills got anybody back for him. I think it was a cut and sign. I guess we could do that. I could cut him and you could sign him. But we won't have to worry about that for 31 seasons. You will, at some point in the 60s, steal my kicker from me, though. And that's what really started the merger talks, is the Giants signed away Pete Golgolak from the Bills. And the contracts are getting outrageous, and everybody finally went to the commissioner and says, you gotta do something about this. They're taking kickers for, at that time it was like 15,000, but it was pretty much a lot in the 60s. But your quarterback, and starting off in 1960, he's a Pro Bowler, but he's 40. I just rocked Tom Brady. He got the pass away though, but Darryl Talley leaps over his blocker and just smashes Brady into the ground. My quarterbacking situation is not as good as the rest of you. The Steelers and Packers have Hall of Famers. You've got an All-Pro, and I've got 4 garbage guys. One was a top draft pick and was the first bust in the AFL. And I got him as 4th string. I don't even plan to play him. Jim Burt. Where do you see that? Oh, there he is. Okay. He's holding his back. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Let's see. 45 seconds left to go in the half. The Bills are up 17-3. Should I go for more? I'm on my own 20. I always say go for more. Be safe about it. James Lofton drops the pass. Fade smash. Hot routes. Read. Slant. Play with that. Did he catch it? Oh, they said out of bounds. Guard. Dang it. Okay, I'm going microphone off for a little bit. Hello. You were, your voice was coming across my TV speakers. Yep. I used the headphones on the phone to talk to my wife, and I don't know if it's still broadcast. I don't know. That'd be interesting to find out. Yeah. I see you've advanced. You're into the NFC title game. Well, that's pretty balanced. Don Beebe's free. Touchdown, Buffalo. We're putting the hurt on the Patriots now. Huh? What's that? There you go. Now you're... You know, the volume of your voice... Oh, I missed the extra point. Close your broadcast down. You there? Okay, I was gonna say the volume of your voice changes when you're not broadcasting as well. You're louder now. My dog is sleeping, so you won't have him. Yep. My dog is sleeping on the couch with her front legs on the floor. She's standing. Damn it. Tom Brady. Have you noticed that when they show players after a big play, they kind of got a cocky strut to their walk in this game? They've all got the same cocky strut. I mean, it's obviously. I wonder who did the modeling. Bruce, don't run that guy at me. Are you kidding me? Oh, okay, so you do have... Well, you might get your revenge on the Seahawks. I lost to the Bucks, so I don't get revenge. Because I'm either gonna... Oh, I want the Titans, because of what happened in the last Bills playoff game. The miracle in Music City. Right now... had the playoff positioning that was at the end of last week. If that's the way it goes, Buffalo would be at Tennessee in this year's playoffs in real life. So, I mean, I'm sure that's bound to... Geez, wide open! Where the heck is the coverage? Julian Edelman. 53 yards. Anyway. Yep. I love seeing a press when I come to the line against Reed or Lofton because of their speed, since they're both Hall of Famers. And I know that, yep. Now, I won't have that. I won't have the Hall of Famers. I will at some point. Albert Dubenion will get bumped up to Pro Bowl status in the mid-60s, and so he'll be a 92 or better. Oh shoot, I bounced away from the ball. It's loose. Pick it up. Did I just give up a safety? I just gave up a safety. Are you kidding me? His momentum took him from the 1 yard line through the end zone. He couldn't stop. Wow, I'm only up by 11 now, and Tom Brady's getting the ball back. Must be. Anyway, how I do the ratings, if anybody's going to be watching. And just a refresher for you. Hall of Famers are 99. So on the Giants, there's Sam Huff, Frank Gifford, automatically starting out 99. There's none on the Bills. The Steelers have Bobby Lane, John Henry Johnson. There's a lineman too. I can't think of his name right now. The Packers have got a ton. They're all over the place. 1960. And then if the team went to the Super Bowl or the first 6 years, the league championship game. Oh wait, I skipped a step. Pro Bowlers 92 or better. All Pros 89 to 91. Starters on Super Bowl teams / league championship are 85 to 88. Starters on playoff teams are 80 to 84. Other starters on non-playoff teams, like for the Bills, Steelers, and Giants this year, they're not Pro Bowlers, whatever, they're 75 to 79. Everybody else is below 75. If they weren't on the team originally, but I have to have them on the team for filler, below a 65. The Giants and Steelers have a lot because the computer automatically signed guys when we started the franchise. So I had to go rename a whole bunch, like 5 or 6 extra guys per team. With the Bills and Packers, I was able to cut them because I have control of both those teams. But you guys are more than welcome to cut anybody below 65. You do not have to carry a league minimum. You can carry the 40 guys that they carried in 1960. That's up to you. Also, when I changed height and weights, some of the linemen, I had to redo their ratings because some of the linemen there are so much smaller than they are originally. The rating dropped significantly, so I had to bump up their speed and everything else to make it the way it's supposed to be. But everybody is rated accurately. Now, in the only way I am going to adjust players is from season to season. For instance, 1960, the Giants did not make the playoffs, the league championship, but in 61 they did. So in 61, everybody's going to get an automatic boost up to Super Bowl level. I will not downgrade you. From 60, you went to the league championship 61, 62, 63, and 64, I will not downgrade you. Because at that point, you've had chances to upgrade your player on your own, and it's just not fair for me to take that away from you. Rookies, however, will start out, new players on the team will start out where they're supposed to be, and then you can build them up then. The only free upgrade you get is the first time you make an All-Pro, Pro Bowl, or league championship game. That's it. Plus, it'll make it quicker for me just to go through and upgrade the roster in the off-season, and then we get into the next season. I can't cut or trade or anything like that, so I'll have to send you guys a list of, alright, you need to pick up this 2 running backs and a quarterback, or you need to cut, you got too many but that'll be easy, simple to do, because you had to do it with the 86 Giant quarterback, and I think you had to cut somebody. We're in the 4th quarter now. Because we were playing under the rosters they originally had. We can't go out and get, you can't go out and get Tom Brady to join your 60 Giants. I can't do, and I know you know that. I'm just saying it for the people watching. If anybody ever watches. There are some video game channels that get hundreds and hundreds of views. I don't know, we gotta figure out what they're doing to tap into that, because I think what we're presenting is pretty neat with these classic rosters, and yeah, we just need to go find out a way. One video go viral, and since the 3, your account, my wife's account, all the games are going to be connected, and if the Steelers guy does it too, all the videos are going to be connected in a playlist. They all should go get views. We just got to find that one that's going to go viral. Wouldn't it be funny if it was your game versus my game earlier? Something that doesn't even count as toward this. Now, some of the alternate Super Bowls have over 100 views, so I just need to tap into those viewerships. Some of it's my brother. He likes watching them because he doesn't have cable. I haven't run no huddle in a while. I do like the no huddle in this game. They did kind of do a good job with that. You get some options. The Bills in the early 90s would run it constantly, even on incompletions. I don't do that because I don't think you can. I've never tried it on an incompletion or out of bounds. Yeah. But they would... touchdown. They would run it constantly, though, and it would really tire teams out. And they really threw out that statistics that time of possession wins ball games. You would get a guy like Bill Belichick, though, that would design the right game plan that would take advantage of the bruised hand on Jeff Wright. We'll keep him. What was I saying? Oh, not only would he keep the ball away from the Bills, but they would make their possessions count. Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick, that game plan in the Super Bowl. So the Bills only had the ball for 19 minutes, but still had a chance to win the game. I mean, you look at the time possession, like, oh man, 40 minutes to 19 and change. The Giants blew them out, right? No, because the Bills were able to score when they needed to. They just except for the field goal at the end. I still say, had that Super Bowl happened with Steve Christie as the kicker, you wouldn't have that championship. I would. Well, I would. I mean, as a fan, you know. Nothing against Scott Norwood. You know, Scott Norwood was a great kicker for the Bills in his time, but he was an artificial turf kicker, and that was a 47-yard field goal on grass at night. So for somebody that spent his entire career in Buffalo on that old, ugly, artificial green-ass carpet that they played on, it was much different for him. The following season, they went out to Oakland and played an afternoon or an evening game outdoors. No, not Oakland, it was Los Angeles, sorry. The Raiders, in the Coliseum. He missed 3 field goals and an extra point. He was not that good of an outdoor or a natural grass kicker. Whereas Steve Christie had come in from Tampa Bay, so he'd kicked on that stadium where the Bills lost the Super Bowl. And he, at one point, he held the record for longest field goal in the Super Bowl. I don't know if it's been broken yet or not, though. Because against the Cowboys in Super Bowl 28, he kicked a 48-yarder. Or 49. That was the record. I'm sure it's been beat by now. (13 of 19, 189 yards. I gotta get an interception. Now, I have randomly picked up viewers. I've noticed when I do like the resims for 86, people have come on, they've commented and then left. Drive-by viewing, I call it. Which is fine, it still counts as a view. What I don't get is I don't get likes, shares, comments. I get the live chat, but nobody's commenting on the videos as they replay. Which neither you're getting. I click like on your videos. You're getting the chats when I'm not playing. I'll say boo or something. But that doesn't. It's not the same. It's not weighted different because you can't go back and re-see those comments in your video manager. Yeah, because especially since after the Super Bowl, this playlist will be complete. We'll move on. Should we do one for each year, or should we just do one massive playlist for the new season? Interception. No. We're done with this. So as I said, okay. Because my plan is, even if you guys drop out and get bored of it, I'm going to keep going. Is to just take the. I started in 1960 because it was the Bills' expansion year. Just to take it and go right up to present day. I figured if we can do 5, it'd be nice if we could do 10 years of Madden, but you're working with 4 people. That's a bit, you know, without a deadline. So if we can do 5 a year, I don't know, by the time we're 50, we might be able to get up there. By the time you're 50, you're the youngest. Yeah, I won't be. Actually, I might be by the time you're 50. How old are you now? I'm 38. You know, I still have a year left by the time you turn 50. It'd be nice if these, you know, some of these guys that do video game videos they're able to make money because they can monetize their content, and some get to go to electronic arts conventions, and I don't think we would ever qualify for that because we don't do question and answer type videos. We do straight play, but some get free copies of the video games. So if you're out there watching, click like, hit share. It really helps us out, gets the word out. Comment, tell us you don't like us, whatever. Cowboy fans roll in and say, "Go Cowboys!" Yeah, nothing. We're thick-skinned. We played football. We're thick-skinned. We try to stay controversy-free. We don't talk politics, religion, or the Great Pumpkin, which does exist. I got a pumpkin patch behind my house. I'm waiting. One of these days. My son wants to, when we gutted the pumpkins last week, he wanted to save all the seeds, bring them home, and plant pumpkins in our own house, in our own yard. I was like, I don't think so. I was like, I got enough stuff to mow around with your toys and the trees and the tree house and all that. I'm not mowing around a pumpkin patch too. Sorry. Oh, I am. I totally believe in the Great Pumpkin. I think that was the clincher right there. $36-12. I missed a touchdown somehow. Last I knew it was 23-12. I missed a score somehow. Wasn't paying attention. At least it was my team that scored. Go ahead and promote my channels real quick. My Facebook stuff, Super Bowl of the Month Club, Custom Madden Rosters. Go join. Subscribe to these channels, John M. and VinnyXWolf and Twisted Phoenix 83. My special, Tom Brady just fell. My specialties are the Super Bowl and WrestleMania. Much better at the Super Bowl than WrestleMania because the last 10 years have been kind of a blur when it comes to WWE's creativity. Pretty much though, the answer is always going to be John Cena. So. And I'm not one of these. Yeah. I'm not one of these basement gurus that never played the game either. I've played on all 3 levels, high school, college, and semi-pro. I've coached on 2 of them. I've also done professional wrestling for 6 months, so. I may be an overweight fat guy now, but in my day. Yep. Oh, ran right by him. Oh! It's a good thing he's slowing down, because I just missed him twice. I will say I'm not that good at video games. I'm getting better, but I took a 10-year hiatus when PlayStation 2 went to 3, and I was on the road working for my job, spending money, extra money on gas, food, and rent, because I had to maintain 2 households. I didn't buy video games. And it wasn't until my kids started getting old enough that my wife finally said that we could do it, that we could get back into the swing of things. So I had a 10-year gap, and I'm catching up, but it's, you know, it's been a learning process. And now I'm trying to teach my son, and I still say I should have started him. I should have started him on Tecmo Super Bowl like I did. Fumble. Oh. Come on, Leon Seals. Get your fat ass moving. I scored a defensive touchdown with Tack McKinley in our game, and I'm going to get one with Leon Seals in this one. Leon Seals picks up the scoop and score of about 80 some odd yards. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. What, circle the wagon? Defensive. I had one interception in my career. I was in 10th grade. I kind of took the ball away from another guy too with one hand. That other guy is now a state trooper, so I'm not going to mention his name because I'm sure he remembers that. But oh, what was I going to say? When I was a senior in high school, we were playing. The video is somewhere on my YouTube channel. You can look it up. We were playing Plattsburgh, I think, or maybe it was Ticonderoga. We were at home, and the quarterback threw it into triple coverage, and I was the safety in that coverage, and I yelled, "I got it!" And I had 102 yards of wide open field in front of me, and I dropped it. I also had enough blockers that I would have gone, and it would have set a Saranac Lake school record. And my coach Raymond, may he rest in peace, because he was a great man, but he did not let me forget about that drop. He said, "You had the record, Vinny," because he didn't call me Vinny, but "you had the record." I did score one touchdown in high school, though. It was a 8-inch run. I followed the block of my center, who is now the head coach of the junior varsity team, which just seems unreal to me that I'm that old. Do you know the Tupper Lake videos, especially that short one that I have of the varsity introducing themselves in '96, has the most views on my channel? Yeah. Considering that Tupper Lake is considered a small town compared to Saranac Lake, it's a Class D school, you have more views than any of the Saranac Lake stuff does. It's fascinating to me. I don't know, maybe they just sit around in their log cabins up there watching old glory days. Both videos that I have. Actually, there's a few because I got one of your JV games on my channel. No, it's the Saranac Lake game. Yeah, I wouldn't have any. If you have access to any of your games, because I know Adelphia started putting some of your games on. If you have access to them, give them to me and I will put them on YouTube. Yeah. Even if they're on VHS, I can convert them. Even if they're on VHS somewhere, I can convert them. I was able to take the Saranac Lake playoff run earlier this summer, convert it, and they're on my channel from '95. Wow, we're bouncing in and out with viewers. We've had a couple people pop in and out now. I hit 3 viewers at one point. Yeah. Yeah. Because those ones can go on YouTube. There's no copyright issues, especially since the Delphia cable channel 2 doesn't exist anymore. Oh no. They're calling timeout with 18 seconds left, down by 32. God bless them. That's usually at the point where they just, you know, line up. If they can run and play, great. If not, the game's over. Oh, they're gonna score because yeah, it worked. I took my guy out of, I switched the guy and took him away. Tom Brady gets the touchdown. But he will not get a 6th ring. Nope, that's gonna go to either Phil Simms or Jim Kelly. Maybe. Maybe we get beat. Oh well. 8 seconds. I'll kneel it if they call timeout. We'll run a play, running play, but they shouldn't call timeout. They didn't go for the onside kick, so watch the curl. Yeah, watch the curl. 4, 3, 2, 1. On to the AFC Championship game. No, I'm gonna do mine later. I've been in front of the video games all day long now, and I told myself I wasn't gonna do that today, but I edited 25% of the Rams and getting them ready for alternate Super Bowl 9, and I played 3 games in 3 different leagues. Plus did training in a... Huh? Oh yeah. The Bills have never made the playoffs during his entire career. Hey, you know what? He was drafted in 2000. The Bills haven't made the playoffs since 99. We got to get him out of the league. He's got to go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Go ahead and click like, hit share, tell your friends. These rosters... Not these 2 rosters, because I accidentally did them in the franchise. Can't share them. But other rosters are available under VinnyXWolf on PlayStation 4. And come to Facebook. You can join the Facebook group, Custom Madden Rosters, to learn about more and other details and information. And we will see you for the AFC Championship game probably tomorrow morning.